On September 25th, Mass College of Art and Design will open 2 exhibitions with works by artists from China and from members of the faculty. To tell us about the works is the college's Director of Curatorial Programs, Lisa Tung. Thank you very much for being with us, Lisa.
Thanks, Chris, for having me.
First of all, talk about the gallery spaces where these are going to be shown.
So the Baccalaureate and Painting Galleries at MassArt are the largest free contemporary art space in New England. We are very, very lucky in that we have almost 8,000 square feet. We have 2 galleries that sit one on top of each other. The Baccalaureate, B for bottom, is downstairs, and the Painting Gallery is upstairs. The Chinese Dreams exhibition will be in the downstairs gallery, and Selections, the faculty show, will be in the upstairs gallery.
Well, yeah, you're the master curator. Talk about the Chinese works and how that came together.
So what we'd like to do at the Baccalaureate and Painting Galleries, we are the college's contemporary art museum. So we curate, on average, about 4 shows. We bring in professional artists from all stages of their careers, from emerging to mid-career to established, and we try to basically bring in shows and curate shows that reflect all the disciplines that MassArt's teaching, whether it's animation or fashion design, maybe it's printmaking or painting or sculpture, and we also try to highlight what our faculty and the curriculum are doing. And so MassArt has had a tradition of doing travel programs to various countries, Cuba, China, Turkey, and China has been a program that has been happening for almost 10 years now, I believe, and it just seemed like a natural thing to do, especially with the art world becoming more global. You're seeing a lot of non-Western art now all in the contemporary realm, and it's just a really good thing to expose our students and our external community to all the various kinds of art that's out there.
Well, you have variety in Chinese Dreams because you have people who would strike us as contemporary or Asian. And on the other hand, I see some works here that look like socialist realism from the Soviet Union. I mean, my mother, talk about that.
So Chinese Dreams has 8 artists. 7 artists live and work in China. And the 8th artist, who is a faculty member here at the college, lives and works in the U.S., in Boston, actually. And so you've jumped ahead to My Mother. My Mother is done by an artist by the name of Zhang Xiaoping. And Zhang Xiaoping is the oldest artist in this group. All of the artists in Chinese Dreams were all basically born or were young youth during the Cultural Revolution. So they've experienced it. The Cultural Revolution influenced their lives and, of course, their work. So Zhang Xiaoping is an artist whose parents were government officials. And when the Cultural Revolution started, all the existing government officials were basically purged. If they weren't seen as towing a more revolutionary version of what Mao wanted, they were all sent to education camps. So Zhang Xiaoping's parents were government officials, and he was separated from his parents at the age of 8 when they were sent to re-education camps. This, as you imagine, has taken a toll on anyone's life, and he basically spent a lot of time creating artwork that is about family and about his memories. My Mother was inspired when he discovered a lost album of family portraits. During the Cultural Revolution, many things that were seen as Western or traditional or not revolutionary were all destroyed. Pictures, mementos, memories, all of those things were destroyed. And so it was a great find for this artist when he discovered this photo album, and in the photo album he was able to find pictures of his parents. And My Mother is actually a tribute to his mother. Another piece that you'll see also in the show that I think we have a slide for is called Boy Number 1, and this is made out of painted bronze. So Zhang Xiaoping's work features a lot of these faces. Sometimes the faces look like they could be of an individual, but most of the time they stand for a wide group of people, millions of Chinese people. So his earliest piece is called Bloodline, where all of these people, they're a 2D version of this bronze, basically, of these eyes staring out, everyone wearing gray Mao outfits and a very somber palette. He started with those pictures, and now he's graduated to making those pictures into bronzes.
Another thing, continuing the family theme here, is family tree.
So another artist in the show, also now well known, is Zhang Huang. And Zhang Huang was born in 1966, right at the beginning of the Cultural Revolution. And Zhang Huang is now known mainly for his performance and his conceptual art. So here is a documentation of one of Zhang Huang's performances. It's a grid of 9 photographs. each of the artist's face, and you see in each photograph more and more obscured by black calligraphy ink. What Zhang Huang did here was basically invite calligraphers to come and write on his face Chinese folklore, Chinese poems, all things that were deemed too traditional during the Cultural Revolution that were supposed to be eradicated and forgotten. And so he's bringing back these memories. He's having calligraphers draw all over his face. And with the passage of time, you see slowly but surely as more and more of the stories and poems get written and remembered on his face, he is eradicated. And the very last picture you see are just two, very poignant eyes staring out amidst a sea of black.
We have people in water. This is not about the famous photo op with Mao Zedong. This is something else going on here.
Yes, so this is also another performance documentation. This piece is called, I believe, To Raise the Water Level in a Fish Pond. And Zhang Huan here is also basically showing that collectively, because the Chinese were there's so many Chinese people, and there's a very much of a can-do spirit that we can all do things together, that collectively the artist, and he hired 40 laborers to all come and stand in a fish pond, and together their body mass raised the level of the water by 1 meter. So on one hand, it's demonstrating what a group of people can do collectively, but also it is another social commentary on these migrant workers in Chinese are called the floating population. As more and more people are leaving the farms to come to the city, they are trying to find work. And so there are many, many sort of displaced workers now trying to find work who are sort of outside the system. And so the floating population is represented in this floating pond.
A floating world.
Yes.
Being in a newsroom, we're talking with Lisa Tung from the Mass College of Art and Design. Lisa, you also have works from faculty members who are going to be, talk about a couple together. I know there's one here, the Mobile.
So this is a work by Taylor Davis. So let me back up a little bit. Selections is the name of our faculty exhibition. It is a biennial show, and basically Selections features the work of returning from sabbatical faculty as well as new hire faculty. And so this is a sample work of Taylor Davis. This is brand new work. Taylor has been at the college for, I think, over 20 years, teaching the Studio Foundation program, various countless students in our Studio Foundation program. She herself is an accomplished sculptor, having won the Foster Prize at the ICA back in its inception. This is one of her new mobiles, which basically are plotting a bunch of landscape and mapping, and these mobiles will be accompanied by diptychs, which you do not see here. We also have another faculty member who's on view. Her name is Nancy Alio, and Nancy's work, the black and white, not this one. There's a black. Here we go.
Oh, sonidos y ambiente, sound and surroundings, I guess. Right.
Yes, and so for Nancy's sabbatical, Nancy decided to go on a guided vision quest in Chiapas, Mexico, and so she has come back drawing. Many drawings. We are selecting to show 4 pieces, one representing each direction, north, south, east, west, and each of these drawings are made with red cochineal ink made from beetles, and each drawing is accompanied by a handmade bowl, and you can see in the imagery that some of it's Mayan inspired, but also what she saw during her quest. And so the faculty, they're recharging their batteries, they're really going out and about and doing what it takes to come up with new practices and also things to inspire the students and the community. And lastly, we can talk about a new faculty member's work, which is the glass bowl. Anjali Srinivasan is a new faculty member who's very interested in glass, and she's taking glass, but unlike very traditional glass bowls, she's backed her glass onto silicone, so it will mold and bend when the viewer picks it up. And that's another thing that she's inviting viewers to do when you come to the gallery. You don some white gloves, and you'll be able to pick up her artwork and play with it.
And we should mention if people want some more details about the exhibit
Yes.
opening on the 25th.
Yes, both shows open on the 25th for viewing. We have a reception that evening from 6 to 8, so please come. Many of our selections artists will be there. We're still working on some of the Chinese artist itinerary, so we hope one or two will be here as well. The reception's at 8. The shows go all the way through December 2nd, and we are free and open to the public. That said, if you would like to come often and do things in the gallery, starting October 11, we have something called Drawing Together, which is drawing in the gallery, inspired by the work on view, led by our gallery educators or local artists or a facilitator. Depends on the night that you come, and that will start on October 11 and go for 6 Wednesdays. And lastly, for those of you who have families or who are just young at heart, we have something called Family Day on October 14th, which is Saturday. Starts at 11, goes all the way till 4. And in Family Day, there are 6 different activities throughout the galleries, also inspired by the works on view. The activities are run by our art education majors. They come up with the activities for the public to do, and they are really, really great.